Hey there, folks. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. In this particular episode, I'm going to be bringing back a very famous line of Lattafa, which got discontinued, and these are all discontinued now. I got these fragrances one by one, and I wanted to collect them all. I have this thing like finishing, completing a line if possible. So, I can do a full review and can give you an overview. So that's what I'm going to do. As you can see from title, it's going to be that Maison Alhambra, Tom Ford inspired private blend line dupes. Okay, I think you can still find these at some discounters or some shops, but they are not really selling this officially on Lattafa anymore. But those who got it, I will give you my picks, and I have 8 fragrances, all of them in the line. I think that's all they have. There are no more. If there are, I'm really sorry. So these fragrances, they have 4 fragrances which you can classify somewhat as fresh, fruity, for summer perhaps, and the other 4 are kind of like a darker winter fragrances, and they are all clone of some popular fragrances. So I have reviewed them all, and if you already know, you know. But I'm gonna rank them. Okay, so ranking is gonna be like this, not according to my preference all the way. The first 4 freshies, I'm going to rank them. Then the dark 4, I'm going to rank them separately. Okay, so let's go from the fresher line, if you can say so. The whole boxes and all, I throw them away. Check out my full review, then we'll see. Really, really nice packaging. And these perfumes are affordable. Like when they were selling not very expensive, $35 to $40. I don't remember exactly, but these were affordable. Okay, and I forgot the bottle size, perhaps 70 or 80 ml. I forgot. Okay, so first fragrance I'm going to start with is called Rose Petals. Okay, and this is the line. This is the pink bottle, really nice looking bottle, I would say. And you can see the juice level if you put light. I actually am not using this fragrance much. I gave it to my mother and she's using it. This fragrance is a dupe of, I think, Rose Sprig by Tom Ford. The names are kind of offensive, definitely. This one, then the was the other one, the Lost Cherry. These all mean something nasty. And then I think there was like the other fragrances, effing fabulous. Okay, we have all dupes of those today. So Rose Petals, I think this is a fantastic fragrance. I did try and review Rose Brick. That fragrance was nice. This is also like, but main problem with this line, okay, people have issue is that price point. People who can afford it, no issue. But when you go to the market, 50 ml for 500 something dollars, it doesn't make sense. It's almost like $1,000. Even though it's a designer brand, it's upper class brand, but Tom Ford charges you more, mostly for the brand image. Okay, so when you have a dupe like this, people get really happy. At least the majority of the world is not rich, so they say, hey, we're waiting. Like when Creed launched their Aventus Absolute, right, new one, or forgot the name, the X-Straight, whatever, the black bottle. People are like, we're waiting for Arma of Steak on it. So I kind of laughed at it, but this reality, I also wait for it. So this basically makes more sense, and more or less all these fragrances have decent performance. Especially in cool weather, they're gonna last longer. But I all get like overall from them like 4.5 hours to 5 hours, like in general, on average. So performance is good. Okay, not beast mode, but for the price, I cannot complain. I don't remember, maybe it was $25 as well. I don't remember. So this perfume right here, Rose Petals, is my least favorite in a way from the line because it's kind of feminine, and I'm not a very big fan of rose. But this one has those, beautiful types of rose. A little bit of, if you like Delina exclusive, like Delina or Rose Brick, you can like this, and it's kind of like a powdery vanilla rose scent. And I don't remember all the notes breakdowns, so I'm just giving you my overall take. So this one you can avoid if you're a man. Maybe you don't need it, but you can try. They're all nice. Next one I'm gonna show is a fragrance which is a clone of Bitter Peach. Okay, and I think Fragrance World also has a clone of it. I reviewed them both. This is called Bright Peach. Okay, really eye-catching color of bottle, and they did go creative. Even the colors of the cap, everything is made different, and I really like all of the bottles, except most of the bottles have this issue: no grip, there's no snug fit, doesn't click onto place. So be very careful when you try to do this. It comes off and the bottle might fall and break. Okay, so the Bright Peach is really good too. They're all good. I'm not gonna say any of them are bad. This one has really nice fruitiness. It's not as bright as the Tom Ford one. Tom Ford one definitely is. Bitter Peach is more interesting scent profile wise, and longevity of all Tom Fords are really good. This one on me, I think it was 3.5 hours, okay, in total. And I like enjoying this. It's kind of like, peach and a little bit of a milkiness, okay. There's like a nice little musky undertone or vanilla undertone, which makes it kind of like a powdery on the skin. and it's not really a citrusy tart citrus. Okay, I like that. Okay, bright peach I would wear maybe early days of fall. So this one I like it more than the rose petals. Okay, that's the second one. Third one, or the according to ranking, second one of the freshes I like is Porto Neroli. Okay, this is the most popular in the line. This is the one that sells the most, got the most beautiful bottle too. Okay, and the cap, everything is just stunning. It looks just like Tom Ford. Okay, so this one, Porto Neroli, is a Neroli Portofino clone. You guys know that. And despite Neroli Portofino is not that beast mode on most, people actually like that over 4711 clone or like Ferrari's Bright Neroli, because people like Tom Ford. So when I smell this, this is the most, I think, beautiful freshie from this line for Maison Alhambra. Well done, really. This is one of their best works, like copying or cloning of fragrance. This is one of the best works. I really like this. It lasts longer than Neroli Portofino on me, and definitely it's a very clean, fresh, uplifting fragrance. Feels like seaside and a little bit of a Neroli. So definitely try that. This is my second one from the fresh picks. So my most favorite from the line, you can see which is the left, which is the one that's left, is this one, Lovely Cherry or Lovely Cherry. Okay, so this is like a Lost Cherry dupe, and I actually think this is the one I would have backup bottles of. Okay, Neroli Portofino, I have many fragrances like it, so I wouldn't bother. But this one, man, I actually am a big fan or sucker for the note of cherry. I do love cherry. There are a lot of candies I talk about like this, like Halls. They have some cherry flavored ones. I like these. So you also get those in the tin cans. And especially the fruit cherry is very sour and sweet, and it's very rich. Okay, it's very good for the body. And I think it has a lot of properties that's good for, but I'm not saying the fragrances do that, but I like the smell. Even in the car air freshener wise, I'm using one that is like a sour berry. It's very nice. So this is my most favorite. Lasts a very decent time. In winter, I'll wear this. This is unisex. I like it a lot. Okay, this is beautiful. This is my number one of the freshies. So those are four. Okay, so the freshies. Okay, so now let's go and see the dark ones. The dark ones are for winter mostly, and they're also very, very good. So number four of the dark one, like the last one I would start with, is the one I picked up last, which was Fabulo Intense. I'm not saying this fragrance is bad. Look at the bottle. Bottle is very pretty too, and they look just like the real bottles. Okay, this is a leather fragrance. Okay, very fresh leather. Okay, and this is sweet too. When I smell it, this is actually quite a nice little fragrance. Okay, to be honest, when I smell this, I would say a little bit of pepper. There's definitely some pepper going on in there, some spicy leather. And I did do the review recent time. Please check it out. This fragrance does have good longevity. Okay, if you wear this, I think you'll get decent performance. But projection, like sillage, is not really great from these lines. But I think this is a good fragrance if you like the note of leather. Very polished fragrance, very well done. I think this one I prefer over the original. The originals are way overpriced. Number three from this line, some of you will be like not happy seeing my, how to say, ranking, because to each his own. I like what I like. You like what you like. Nobody's wrong. Okay. The third one I'm gonna say Tuscano Leather. Okay, Tuscano Leather. From the name you can see, if you're a frag head, you already know this is a clone of Tuscan Leather. I'm sorry, I keep wiping the bottle. I'm OCD about those. So this is a fragrance I use. Tuscan Leather I used to have. I sold it off, and I do have some clones, dupes of Tuscan Leather, like Layu Kwampurom or something like from Haramain, Leather Oud. I have quite a few, actually, to be honest, and those things do better work for performance. But original Tuscan Leather, you need to remember, is on the finest leather fragrance. I think I like it way over the dupe of this, which is effing fabulous. That one doesn't have anything on Tuscan Leather. Tuscan Leather is the goat of all time. This is their, for me, biggest, best fragrances, one of the best fragrances of Tom Ford, okay, if not the best. So Tuscano Leather achieves that. It smells just like Tuscan Leather. Man, it's so good. But only thing, you get a lot more raspberry than there's a drug note in there. You check out, and people actually often confuse it, at airport, like, hey, are you taking some sort of, those stuff? This one doesn't have it. It's clean. It doesn't have the dirty leather note. Very clean raspberry, a sweet leather fragrance. That's number three. Number two and number one had serious battle. I couldn't decide, at first, like maybe I thought number two is going to be number one or other way. But then I'm like, no, I have to do this. Let's just do it, finish it. Number two is going to be Woody Oud. Okay. This fragrance is so good. Okay. This is a stunning looking bottle. They use this oud mineral and some other fragrance in this bottle, oud wood, or I think tobacco wood. I don't remember what bottle, but this is bit transparent, looks more classy. All of them look classy, but this is really nice. Look at that. It's like gunmetal plate or gray color. I like that. So woody wood is a clone of oud wood, which is by far people's most favorite. People love it, they swear by it, and I think people say that's the best Tom Ford ever made. I felt it was a bit too weak for my liking, and I never really wanted to buy a bottle of it because it was too weak. And I'll tell you one thing, this fragrance is also good, but original oud wood is a lot more polished. This one reminds me of kind of Versace Oud Noir in a way, okay, or Boss Bottle Oud, and then oud wood definitely. So this is a good fragrance with decent longevity. I think this one lasts longer than the original. So this is number 2. So which is my number 1? Number 1 is the one that's remaining. This is the fragrance that I picked today. I think I never thought I was going to say this, but I think the original of this is my most favorite Tom Ford fragrance of all time, which is Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. Tobacco Vanille's dupe is Tobacco Touch. Okay, some people may say this is not a very good dupe. You have better. Yeah, there are definitely better ones from Haramain, Amberwood. Think was the fragrance called Tobacco Edition, and then they have a few other ones I reviewed. This is definitely one of the cheaper ones, which is very good. Look at the bottle; it makes up for it. So they did make a very nice looking presentation, and they actually basically got like a case or hearing from Tom Ford and Dior to take down these lines because it replicates the names, everything replicates the original too much. So it's a sad thing. Maybe I heard they'll re-release these lines with a different name, smaller bottles, and different packaging and all that. So that would be great. But if you have this line, you can feel very rich. You can get a taste of Tom Ford, and Tobacco Touch definitely is the longest lasting out of all this, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this is definitely good, but do not expect 6-8 hours. I have seen in some groups, Indian groups and some other groups, they complain, hey, this is not beast mode. How much are you paying, bro? If you are going to pay $450 for a fragrance and you compare it with $35, $25, that's not fair. What you get from this line, I definitely am very happy that this line is, I got to manage to get it. And I think this fragrance line is very beautiful. And overall, they are not the most polished line. Okay, some of them, they can smell a little bit synthetic. Of course, compared to original, they are gonna smell because the ingredients used is not the same as Tom Ford. But for the price, for the presentation, value, smell, how close they are, this whole line is worthy of collecting. That's my overall assessment. And I think to each his own. If you don't like it, you can avoid it, no problem. No one is forcing you, no one's put a like to your head. So you do what you like to do, but we do reviews, so we're letting you know our 2 cents. For the price, I think absolute bangers, each of them. And some of them, I told you, if you don't want to get the whole line like Rose Petals or Fabulous Intense, these two you can skip. The rest 6 are all good. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Take care.